beginning in our seated position, we're going to cross over one foot. Yeah, cross over one foot. And then what we're going to do is we're going to ball up the toes, squeeze the toes together, and you'll notice that there's going to be like a little dimple in the sole of the foot. Can you see that? Or can you feel it? Yeah? And what we're going to do is you can let go of the toes, that's just to get our positioning. So you can feel into that spot and start rotating, massaging in a rotational direction. Okay? So just waking up that spot on the foot. Using as much pressure as you'd like to. If you need to, you can feel around a little bit more and see where you can get the most sensation going. You may well find a point that's much more sensational, much more interesting than the rest. Work into that. And then work in the opposite direction. Seeing how much pressure you want to bring into that area, the bubbling spring or bubbling well point. And then we're just going to massage the base of the foot, the sole of the foot. So using our thumbs, just massaging the whole sole of the foot. And we can also use our hands to massage around the top of the foot as well. So just massaging the whole of the foot. And we can also get a little bit of extra blood flowing by just doing some tapping of the sole of the foot and the top of the foot. Waking that foot up. And then we're going to, if we can, we're going to take our fingers and we're going to place the fingers in between the toes. So ideally, we can have the fingers in between each toe. If you can't get, that's it. If you can't get your fingers into the toes, just hold on to the toes. Okay? So either way. And then all we're going to do is we're going to, keeping the foot where it is, I'm just going to bring my foot up to show you. We're going to rotate the foot in one direction. So we're still having that foot over the knee, perhaps the ankle over the knee is a better description. And we're rotating the foot, so we're just getting the ankle loosened up. Okay? And then move in the opposite direction, rotating in the opposite direction. Good. Okay, and just give that whole leg a bit of a shake out. And then move into the opposite foot. Okay, so the ankle is on around the knee or the knee thigh area. And then we're going to ball those toes again so we can detect an indentation in the sole of the foot just behind the pads. So placing the thumb in there, we can release the tension in the toes. We can allow them to come back to normal. And we're just going to feel into that point, see where it's most sensational for you, and then turning in circles, massaging in a rotational format, if you like, I guess. Okay, just seeing how much you want to get into that point, how much you want to wake it up. Seeing if you can discover a slightly more sensational point that you want to work into, so refining where you're working into. And then moving in the opposite direction, so massaging in a rotational fashion in the opposite direction. waking up the bubbling spring point. Okay, and then using the thumbs, we're just going to massage the sole of the foot, the whole sole of the foot. And then the whole top of the foot with the palms. Perhaps include the toes as well. Bring some tapping into the soles of the feet and the top of the feet. Waking them up, bringing some additional blood flow into that area. And then either taking the fingers and placing them in between the toes, or simply holding on to the toes, whichever is more comfortable for you. Perhaps grimacing a little bit if you're getting the fingers in between the toes. And then we're going to rotate. And enjoying what we're doing at all times. So rotating, loosening up the ankle, and then moving in the opposite direction. Good. All right, just shaking out that foot and that leg. Okay, and we're going to come off the chair now. Push that to one side. So coming into your comfortable standing position. Just working out where, you know, that sweet spot is for your feet. You might go slightly wider, slightly closer together. What's comfortable for you? Okay, just standing up tall. Nice and relaxed through the body. We're going to bring our hands to the crown of the head to start with. We're going to start tapping into the crown of the head. Using the fingers, it's a bit like tapping of rain in the top of the head. We can move the fingers around, waking up the very top of the head to start with, another important pressure point, acupressure point in the crown of the head. And then we can move the fingers all around the top of the skull, perhaps down the back of the skull, the sides, around the ears, around the neck, gently around the throat, jaw, tapping over the jaw, the ears. Coming over the forehead, and then using just a couple of fingers to tap around the central point between the eyebrows. Relaxing the shoulders as we're doing this. Now very gently, close the eyes, very gently tap over the eyes, down over the cheekbones. Going to bring our tapping down to just below the collarbone. Another acupressure point here to tap into. You might feel that there's a dimpled area around here. Tapping into that area. Good. And then we're going to bring our hands together and bring them up above our head. Slide them gently down over the central point of the forehead, down the nose. Bring it over the neck. Going to bring it to the chest center. And then we're just going to use the tips of the hands to tap around the chest. So we're flicking the hands at the wrists to tap across the chest. That's it. You can go as gently or vigorously as you like to, waking up and opening the chest area, perhaps going over the shoulders. Go slightly behind the shoulders, gently into the base of the neck, and then coming round to the other shoulders. Over the back slightly, gently into the base of the neck, tapping down the midline, and there'll be a point at which you can't go any further, and at that point we're just going to turn the fingers, open them up, come into a triangular shape over the belly button, allow the shoulders to relax, allow the awareness to come into the belly area. And let's use the fingertips just to gently tap over the belly to start with. And then you can bring the fingertips together and you can use those to tap into the belly. Working all around the edges of the belly. Just exploring where you can find any tight spots or any more sensational spots, and perhaps experimenting with tapping into those areas. You might like to move up slightly and come more into the solar plexus. You might like to go underneath the rib cage. If you follow the line of muscle directly underneath the rib cage, it can have a really nice sensation of loosening up and letting go of that lower area of the ribs. Good. Waking up the belly, perhaps tapping into the central point just above the belly button. Just above the belly button. Yeah, tapping into that central point, waking up an area that's right in the centre of the body at this point. Good. And then we're just going to take a moment or two to just shake out some tension, however you'd like to. Wherever you find that tension, just allowing it to come out of the body and into the ground. Not forgetting to breathe nice and deeply. Good. Okay, and then we're going to stretch up. Stretching up the whole body, including the hands, coming up onto tiptoes if it's comfortable, keeping the heels down if it's not, breathing in, stretching, and then breathing out. See if we can stretch even more. So come back down. So let's try that again. So in breath, stretching the body up fully. Out breath, seeing if we can get a little bit more of a stretch going. Just encouraging the body to open up. Allow the arms to come down. Last time, breathing in, stretching. Breathing out, allowing the body to stretch even more, to open even more. Bring the arms down. And then we're going to do something else just to let go of the shoulders. We're going to bring the arms up. Okay? And we're going to try and open out across this whole area, but without trying to force it with the shoulders. And we're going to do that by seeing if we can point the fingers slightly further out. When you're pointing the fingers, have a look at one side, point the fingers out that direction. Move your vision to the other hand. See the tips of the fingers, point the tips of the fingers in that direction. Notice how the arms are now, the hands are now moving away from the body without much effort in the shoulders, and allow them to drop. See how that feels in the shoulders. Try that again. Arms up. Stretch through the fingers by looking at the fingers. Try not to involve the shoulders too much or the chest. Look at the other fingers. Point those fingers. Look forwards. Drop the hands. Give them a little bit of a shake out. Notice how that feels. Good. Feet a little wider. Okay. We'll do it first of all just with the hand movement. Hands are going to be facing in towards each other. Okay, normal standing position, that's it, nice hands facing in. They're going to come up the body, the midline of the body, around this area of the shoulders. They're just going to move out and come back down again. Yeah, so back to the hands, drawing gently up. It's like they're floating up, and they turn outwards and then push downwards. Yeah, good. One more time like that. Facing each other, up the midline, turning them out. Good. Now what we can also do is we can add a bit of a body movement with this, and we can have a feeling like the body sort of moves as a wave as it comes up. So you're probably easiest to show you from the side. So we're going to have the hands come up, and then we're going to move through the pelvis to the top and then round slightly through the back. So moving up through the pelvis and then bring the chest up, and then a hand come down, slightly coming through the back. It's quite difficult for me to explain bit by bit, so we'll just try and do it as a flowing movement. So pelvis and chest opens up, back rounds. Pelvis slightly comes forward, belly slightly comes forward, chest comes forward, hands come down, round slightly through the back. Okay? Small movements, you don't have to really push this. So tuning into a kind of flowing open and then slightly closing down. It's this pulsing that we're working with once again. So with the breath, it's in breath. Wave opens up the body, out breath, I'm going to round slightly the back. Good, a couple more times. Just noticing what's going on with the body. Enjoying a sense of energy and life moving through the body. Okay, relaxing just for a moment. So what I'd like us to do in this class is really work on internalising awareness on what's happening within the body. So we'll use the 18 form to get into that a bit more later. But to start with, we'll just come to our swimming dragon. So the hands are together. Yeah. And to start with, we're just going to play with the wrists opening up. Yeah. Now really try and bring the awareness inside the body and really notice how the body feels as we move the head slightly further out. Where can you feel sensations inside the body as you're doing this? Making the movements as slow as you need to pick up on what's going on inside the body. You know, you might feel movement in the wrists to start with, or the elbows or the shoulders, but perhaps you'll start to notice that the belly is involved. Perhaps you'll notice that the spine is getting involved. Continuing to notice the breath. Really bringing the awareness inside the body. And what we can do is we can bring the head of the dragon out to one side and the hips in the opposite direction. Head goes one way, hips go the other. That's the head of the dragon, not your head. Head is just doing its own thing naturally. So where can you feel that movement taking place now? Where can you feel this starting to gently open up the body? Let's bring the head of the dragon further up Again, noticing where the opening is happening in the body, where we can pick up on sensations of energy and life. Perhaps noticing where we can feel lovely sensations of stretching starting to happen in the body. Can you feel it in the sides of the body, in the back of the body, in the front of the body? Where can you feel the movement taking place? And then swim the head back down again, down to the ground, moving it wherever you'd like to move it, and just keeping the awareness inside the body. Rooting the awareness on the sensations, allowing thoughts just to come and go. Good, bring the head of the dragon back up again. And we're just going to take a moment to wake up the hands too now. So the middle finger comes down onto the palm. Yeah. And where we find the finger coming to, connecting to, that's roughly speaking where we're going to be working into. Okay? So using the thumb, work in circles as you did in the foot into that area. And while we're doing it, see if you can tune into any areas that are slightly more, you feel more of a sense of activity, energy, life, whatever it is. See if you can find a bit that feels a bit more alive, and then work into that area, rotating, massaging, and then the opposite direction, same spot, opposite direction. And then take the back of the hand, the back of the opposite hand, slap the palm 3 times. Okay? The opposite side, middle finger comes down, that's going to be the point that we use for the thumb. Seeing if we can find a point there that's a little bit more sensational. Once we've found that spot, working into it rotationally, massaging. Allowing it to open up. Very important acupressure points, labour points. And then moving in the opposite direction. Back of the hand 3 times. Backs of the hands come together. Slapping the backs of the hands gently together. So back of the hand against the other back of the hand. That's it. It's good for increasing blood flow, switching hand direction. Still, it's the backs of the hands that we're slapping together. We just turn them around the other way, that's it, yeah. Switched hands, that's all we've done. Okay, and then we're going to bring the base of the palms together. So base of the palms, top of the wrists, and we're going to tap them gently together. Sides of the hands on the little finger side, tapping the sides of the hands together. That's it. Tips of the fingers. Thumb sides. Sides of the thumbs together. Good. And then we're going to clap the hands together, front and back, but the hands are going to be cupped hands. Nice. And then from here, the feet are going to be wider apart. Slow this down. And we're going to start to come into our constant bear. Noticing how the hands feel as we're doing this. Yeah, allowing the chest to rotate, allowing the belly to rotate. Head is looking forwards. Lower half of the body is relatively stable, still, but very grounded feeling. Grounded through the lower half of the body, letting gravity take effect. Open, light through the upper half of the body. And we can accentuate that, bring the hands and the arms out wider, allow them to slap the body, letting go of the shoulders. You can add a slight pulse to that as well if you want. Good. Starting to slow that down. Feet regular sort of distance apart. Allow the weight to really travel through the soles of the feet. Bend the knees, unlock the knees. Let go of the pelvic area. Relax belly, chest, shoulders. Fingers become alive, point downwards, arms slightly move outside the body as if holding pillows under the armpits. Palms soft. A sense of rising up through the lower parts of the ribs, allowing the lower ribs to rise, whilst at the same time allowing the shoulders to drop. See how that feels. Neck is allowed to be long. Move the head around a little bit to allow the neck to start to release. And have a feeling of pushing up through the crown of the head as you drop the tailbone and drop the weight through the feet, growing through the crown of the head. Awareness inside the body, noticing if you've got any points at which you're holding on to tension or the muscles are overworking where they don't need to be. Start to notice the breath. Start to notice where you can feel the breath moving. Can you feel it down in the belly? If it helps, you can place your hands on the belly, palms on the belly, and just notice if you can pick up on movement. Resting the awareness down at that lowest point. Allow the hands to come back down, arms away from the body as before. Slightly bend into the knees. And start to allow the body to pulse, open and close with each in-breath and out-breath. So in-breath, opening up the body. Out-breath, closing it back down again. So you may feel that you come up through the knees, you start to rise up, but you also start to expand to the sides, and then you come back down again, inside. Trying to keep the awareness in the belly area and having a feeling of growth of direction, of movement throughout the whole body from the belly point. The belly is your centre. In breath, the body is growing outwards in all directions from the belly. Out breath is closing in towards the belly. Pulsing open and closed through the point of the belly. That's your central point. As we grow upwards, we also feel like we're growing downwards through the feet. Accentuating that movement. Feels like the breath is moving the body by itself. And this time, out breath, bring the hands outwards. In breath, bring the hands up. Opening out from the belly, all the way through the body in both directions, and then out breath, closing back down again. Good. In breath, bring life in. Out breath, relax into that central point. In breath. Breath and oxygen and energy being brought in, and out breath, we're just relaxing. One more time. Enjoying that sense of life coming into the body, not pushing it. And then just enjoying this sense of the breath leaving the body and leaving us relaxed. Good. We're going to go straight into our 18 form now, and I want you to try and keep the awareness inside the body as much as possible. Okay? So we've done this quite a bit, so I'm not going to break it down for the first at least half of these, I think. So the hands come up, we're sitting back down, sitting, hands rise, hands become active, we're standing. Yeah, so breathing in, breathing out. Awareness inside the body. Can you get a sense of the body opening up, pulsing, perhaps freeing in certain areas? Perhaps also allowing the body and the mind to come together as one. Letting go of thoughts as we do so. Allow the hands to come back down and they face each other, the palms face each other. Drop slightly through the knees. Breathing in, bring the hands up, facing each other. And start to expand outwards, expand the chest, drop the hands. Breathing out, come back down through the knees. So awareness inside the body. Seeing where the body is opening and then seeing where the body is relaxing. Well within our natural limits. Enjoying that sense of the body opening naturally with energy and life and then closing naturally back down again. A couple more times. Enjoying life with breath, enjoying relaxation. Keeping the awareness inside the body. Good, and then separating clouds. So the hands are going to start to cross. We're breathing in, the hands float up, the arms cross. We look at the clouds, we part the clouds, we're breathing out as the hands come back down again, we're coming back through the knees. So awareness inside the body. Notice how it naturally opens up, and then notice the sensation of it relaxing back down again. Hands float, feeling the sensations in the chest and the sides of the body and the back, the stretch through the fingers, gently bringing down the arms as we relax. Good. The life in, how does that feel in the body? Relaxing the body back down again. Where do you pick up on sensations inside the body? Just allowing it to pulse open and close and noticing the sensations. Open. And then closing. Good. Last one of these. Separate the clouds, bring the hands down. Stepping the feet wider. Nice and heavy through the lower half of the body. The hands are gently going to come up. Palms are facing upwards and soft. The fingers are alert and alive and away from each other. So we bend through the knee and we look down at the opposite hand. That opposite leg is also straight. And we look forwards. We bend in the opposite direction. Bend through the knee, opposite leg is straight. Looking forwards. So breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in as we come back up. So as we're doing this, again, keeping the awareness very internal. Not overstretching, we're just noticing where we can pick up on sensations. Noticing possibly a sense of the body opening naturally all by itself. In breath you might pick up on a sense of energy coming in. Out breath you might pick up on a sense of relaxation through the body. Where can you notice the sensations? What do they feel like? Couple more times. Coming back upright, stepping the feet into a regular stance. The fists gently come together. We hold on to oars and we're rowing the boat in the heart of the lake, not needing to get anywhere. Fists gently come up the sides of the body. We extend out in front of us, squat down, the head is coming forwards, or crown of the head is coming forwards, the tailbone is moving backwards, standing up. So out breath as the hands row forwards. In breath, bringing the fists up the side of the body. So awareness inside the body. Noticing where you can feel the body opening up. Notice where you can pick up on sensations of relaxation. Perhaps noticing any areas that are tight, allowing them to let go. Awareness is just really inside the body. It doesn't matter what you're picking up on. Just bringing that awareness inside the body, noticing what's going on, letting go of thinking. Last one. Good. Standing back upright. Feet comfortable distance apart. We're rolling the ball, so we're bringing the hands up into a ball-like shape. Let go of the shoulders. Hands are active. Almost like you can sense the palms reflecting on each other. And then we bring one hand forwards. We roll the other hand back over the shoulder. And then we bring them back to face each other. Then we turn the body, roll the hand. The other hand is still coming forwards until both hands start to come back towards each other. Good. So breathing in, opening up. Out as the hands come back towards each other. Slowing it down as much as you need to. So you've got the basic movement. Bring the awareness right inside the body. Noticing how it opens up as the hands move away and starts to relax again as the hands come back together. Breathing in, life comes in, energy comes in. Out, just relaxing back down again. Pulsing open and pulsing closed. Open, closed. Perhaps one more side. Opening, closing. Hands back facing each other, noticing how those hands feel. Checking the shoulders relaxed. Nice. And then we're going to drop one hand in front of the belly. It's not touching the belly. The hand is still active. Then the other hand comes behind the back, around the level of the lowest point of the arch of the back, if you like. And we point out our hands to one side. This is moving the balls, so we're trying to keep a ball, a sense of a ball in the cupped hand. We swish the arm across, switch hands, point the hands out in the opposite direction. Okay? So swish the arm, notice how the weight changes, and then come to the other hand. And if you'd like to, as this hand comes out, you can slightly stretch through the opposite toes. Bring the weight back down. That's it, opposite direction. So breathing out, switching the weight, breathing in, gentle stretch. Bring the awareness back inside the body. Don't worry too much about getting your form exactly right. Just try and tune in to what's going on inside the body, moving how it feels good. Good, a couple more times. Awareness of what's going on in the body. Swish the arms around, bring both of them up to the opposite corner. Stretching through the opposite corner, you can bring your toes up if you want as well. Bring the moon down. Nice and heavy, but moving it gently. Switch the weight, feel the weight switching, and then we're looking up at the moon in the opposite corner. Good. The moon is slightly behind us, if you can reach slightly behind you. Awareness is inside the body, noticing the weight shift Relaxing the parts of the body that we don't need to bring any kind of tension into. So we're breathing in as we look at the moon. Gentle stretch out. The weight shifts. In breath. Lovely stretch through the whole body. Out breath. Bring the moon down. Couple more times. Really feel the pulse here, where you pulse right up to that top corner. Pulse open and then pulse closed. Good. Pulsing open as we stretch, pulsing closed as we switch the weight. Last side. Bring the hand to cradle, to a cradle point. Palm is facing upwards. We're pushing the palm. Try and have a sense of pushing from the belly. See what that means for you. So push the palm, turn the top half of the body. Feel it coming from the belly. Notice what's going on in the belly. Hands come back above each other. Turn around the ball. Push in the opposite direction. Feel that push coming from the belly. In breath. Turning round the ball. Out breath. Pushing from the belly. Using the out breath to push the hand as if it were being pushed from the belly area. Relaxed but very active belly. Good. Couple more times. And then allow the hands to come one facing the other, and we're going to move the cloud to the side, turning the body, turn the hands, move the clouds in the opposite direction. Shoulders are relaxed. The cloud is floating and we're just guiding it. Allow the breath to do whatever it likes. Keep that awareness still inside the body. Perhaps you can notice what's going on in the palms and the fingers. Noticing perhaps how the lower half of the body feels to be grounded. Notice how it feels to have a relaxed and free upper half of the body. Good. Swiping the clouds. Okay, now the hands come back down again. Quite active hands potentially now. I'm going to step 1 foot forwards. Check that you've got a nice distance between your stride, left and right, so that you're not too unbalanced. If you're too close, you'll be unbalanced. So allow a bit of space between the legs. 1 foot forwards, the other back. Toes are pointing in diagonal directions so that we can allow the knees to come over the toes, bending through the knees. Hands come up. So we swipe down through the sea. We touch the sea, go as deep as you'd like in the sea, and then we're coming back with the arms crossed and we're opening up to the sky. We're bending through the back knee. So out breath as we come forwards over the knee. In breath as we're leaning back through the body, weight comes back through the back foot and over the knee. So out breath, how does that feel? In breath, How does that feel in the body? Really bringing the awareness inside. Notice where it feels a bit tight. Allow those places to relax. Notice where you might feel a sense of energy developing. We can still have this sense of pulsing. So pulsing closed as we come forwards and touch the sea. Pulsing open as we look at the sky. Good. One more time. Leave the arms out to the side, bring the foot back, step the other foot out, and simply repeating the process on this side. So bring the hands down through the sea. Yeah, taking your time to set up your stance if you need to, so you're nice and stable. So awareness inside the body. Notice where you can feel the stretching going on, the opening going on, the relaxation going on. Sense of energy and life moving around. Last one, this side. Hands are back up, bring that foot back in, step the opposite foot out. And on this one we can bring the weight right the way forwards as the hands come towards each other. It's like a big hug, and the opposite toes, our back toes are up, back heels up. And then we're coming back, we're opening out the wings of the dove, and we can come onto the heel. Good. Try and make that natural feeling. So out breath, in breath, coming back. Feeling the weight change through the soles of the feet. Coming back through the opposite knee still. So bringing the awareness right inside the body again. Noticing how it feels just to move the body very naturally. Good, last one this side. Bring the foot in while the hands are still up. Switch the opposite foot out, check your stance is balanced, and then bring the wings towards each other. Yeah, and then breathing in, opening the body, breathing out, allowing it to relax. Noticing how it feels in the chest, in the arms, in the hands. If the arms and the shoulders are getting a bit stressed, just try and put less activity through the muscles. Try and relax a little bit your stance. So weight comes backwards, so we're coming backwards, the weight comes forwards, the arm goes forwards. Good. Last one this side. Leave the hands out. Step the opposite foot again. And then the hands are going to come up towards the chest. That's it. And we're going to remain with our weight through the feet rather than coming up onto the toes. We're going to press the hands out. So this is the C being pushed away. And then bring the hands back up the body. Good. Wave comes in and up the body. We push the wave back out again. Nice. So bring the awareness back inside the body. Notice what's going on, where you can pick up on sensations. Natural flowing motion, like the waves. Hands are quite active. Noticing where else in the body it feels active. alive. Bring the hands back up to the chest. Step the other foot out. Check your balance is good. Yeah. And then push back that wave. Bring back the hands up the chest. Breathing out. Breathing in. Out. Good. How does it feel inside the body? Do you pick up on any areas that need to be a bit more relaxed? Do you pick up on any sense of energy moving? Can you feel the body opening, pulsing open and closing, stepping the feet back towards each other? We're actually going to step the feet in so they're almost touching. If that's comfortable, you can keep the feet slightly further apart if your balance isn't so great. Okay, and this is just our wild goose. So point the tips of the, that's it, tips of the wings together, and then breathing in, opening up the wings, the tips are pointing upwards, and then closing back down again. Very simple. Rise up through the whole of the body and then close back down again slightly. Nice. Awareness inside the body, noticing where it's opening, where it's closing. Noticing where you pick up on any sensations of tightness, lightness, energy, dullness, whatever it is, doesn't matter. Just really appreciating what's going on inside the body and allowing the thoughts to come and go. Good. Last one. Stepping the feet further apart. Fists come into, or hands come into gentle fists, either the thumb inside or the outside, whatever's more comfortable. So just bringing the energy up. And we're going to slowly punch downwards, twisting the fist, and then bring it back up. So slowly, as if we're moving through treacle, there's a sense of resistance, and then bring it back up. And with the breath, we're making a ha sound, and then bringing the fist back up, breathing in. Good. Awareness inside the body. Your vision can just be looking ahead and noticing the fists coming in and out of your vision. Nice wide open sense of peripheral vision going on. A sense of anger controlled. Awareness inside the body, just noticing. Good. Bring the fists back in together. Feet back to standing position. Bring the fist down in front of the body, knuckles facing out. Relax the body. Bend the knees as much as you'd like to. Switch the position of the fists so that they're facing towards you, and then bring the hands up, turning the wheel up, keeping the distance of the hands roughly the same, then bringing them down the side of the body. Switching the hands, And then opening up through the side of the body, we're breathing in. Top of the wheel, we're breathing out. Couple of times, breathing in, opening up naturally. Noticing where you pick up on the sense of opening and then the sense of closing. One more time this side. And then we're going to switch directions. Breathing in, noticing how the body opens up through the sides, noticing how the spine is involved, trying to allow everything to be as relaxed as possible, working with our natural movement, our natural boundaries, not worrying about trying to get anywhere, noticing and enjoying the movement. Allow the fists to come back down once you've finished on your current turn. Have a little shake out. And then roll up through the spine. Coming to a comfortable standing position. Weight comes to one side, fully over to one side. And then the opposite hand and knee come up. And then they drop down, we shift weight. And the opposite side comes up and back down again. So in your own time, just playing with that sense of perhaps heaviness and lightness. Again, having the awareness right inside the body. Noticing what's going on. Good. While you're doing this, trying to have a sense of the body standing up still, standing up through the crown of the head as we're coming up. Really open up the body and then close it back down again. Open up, close. And as you open up, you might notice how the feet can push down at the same time. The standing foot pushes down at the same time. Good. Nice. And then coming back to our regular standing position. Noticing how the body feels now. Turning the hands out. Natural breath pattern, we're not linking the movement to the breath now. And we're just going to bring a sense of peacefulness up, using the arms and the hands. A sense of peaceful energy, bringing it up above the top of the body, up above the top of the head, and then encouraging that sense of peacefulness, peaceful energy to move down through the body, filling or washing the body with peaceful energy. Have a little shake out. Dominant hand forms a fist. Wrap the other palm around. 3 bows. Our first bow to each other for sharing our practice. Our second bow to teachers, past, present, future, for passing on their knowledge. Our third bow to ourselves, bowing to ourselves. We recognise all those that have given us life, parents, our ancestors, back to a source of oneness.